So we started this journey a few weeks before. That is Tirtha with a little twist. Normally, when we say Tirtha, we understand that we have to go on a journey, pack our bags, go to some spiritual places and religious places. But yes, we are all professionals here, so we don't really have the time for that. So what I discovered that what I was really going, if I was going to some spiritual destinations, whatever I was going to seek over there, I could get that with my eyes closed and turning towards my inside. So I just changed my direction, and I request everybody to keep themselves muted. Yeah. Okay. So I discovered that whatever I was going to seek outside was already present inside me, deep inside me. And we were all born with all what we are trying to seek. So I come to the statement that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. So Earth is like a school. We are all educators here, all my principal friends who have joined, Diljit sir and the rest. Lekhraj sir is there. So what I'm trying to say is that we all are professionals busy in our daily routines, because in the spiritual body, when we were in our spiritual homes, we did not have all these duties. But when we've come on the planet Earth, we have so many other duties to do. So we do not have the time to really keep running off and on to places to gain any knowledge. So मुझे realize हुआ कि all the knowledge was already deep inside us, but just covered up with a lot of trash, I would say. The Arshad Vargas, I always mention, Labh, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Mad, Matsarya. All this had covered that light and love which is already present inside us, that happiness which is already inside us. हम happiness ढूंढने के लिए सब काम करते हैं. Whatever we do, basically we want to be happy doing that. If we are unhappy, we won't want to do it. So वो happiness जो है वो already inert हमारे अंदर है, which we are trying to find elsewhere. So I discovered this secret behind the secret, and I love to share it with my friends. So that's what this mission of Journey Within is. And in Tirtha, basically, is a different group of sessions we are taking, where we started the art and science of meditation. Because meditation is no less than art and science. It has a lot of techniques in different modalities, and it has a lot of science inside it. It is not just, see, I'm a science student. I have been a very analytic person throughout my life, always analyzing things and always first criticizing, कि ये हो ही नहीं सकता, how is this possible? So when my parents used to tell me to learn, I'm a Jat Sikh, so they used to tell me to learn कि पांच पौड़ी तो you should learn by heart. I used to tell me the meaning of every word, I will learn it. And they used to just wash their hands off me, कि this girl is impossible. There is no, तुम्हें जो करना है करो, like that. So I was slightly stubborn, a rebel, always trying to question what is happening. And now when I know the meaning of each and every word of what I want to speak, well, then I don't really need any push or anyone else to tell me what to do. I know, I have understood. I've tried to understand the Bhagavad Gita. Each and every 700 verse, I'm trying to understand. So it's a management book. If someone had told me it's a religious book, aapko ye shlok ratta maar ke learn karne hai, I think I was not the person to do that. So I did not do it earlier. I wouldn't do it now unless I understand. So for understanding, I have been reading these beautiful books which are behind me. This is a different section of my library where I have only scientific spiritual books. You can see Autobiography of the Yogi by Paramahansa Yogananda. It's the first book I would recommend to anyone who wants to know the art and science of meditation. Then the Patanjali is there, Patanjali Yoga Sutra is there. Lovely books from Indian authors as well as Western authors are there. Brisbane is there. I always talk about breaking the habit of being yourself. You're the placebo. I talk about one mind. I talk about mind to matter. I talk about thinking and destiny. So beautiful books, and amazing knowledge in these books. But just reading a book, getting that knowledge is not the end of the road. It's just the beginning of a highway, I always say, because then we have to bring it practically into our lives. We have to take it forward. We have to take wisdom from it. सिर्फ बुक से पढ़ लेने से हम इंटेलिजेंट बन जाएंगे, हम लिटरेट बन जाएंगे, बट वो जो इंटेलेक्ट हमारा जो है, जिसको हमने इग्नाइट करना है, दैट इंटेलेक्ट will come only with the wisdom we get from these books. So without any more time wastage over here, let's get this journey started. And I'm just going to share the topic I had given today was stages in meditation, which is again a very, and within 10 minutes, we are going to go on the practical. So please bear with me, because I have a lot of learned people here, but there are people who are still learning the art and science of meditation. So we have been on this path. We have understood what is meditation. We have understood what is not meditation. We've understood the myths of meditation. And now we come to, we have also understood the experiences of meditation. And now we come to what are the stages in meditation. Now, meditation की बहुत modalities हैं. There is Vipassana, there is Zen in the Japan, there's Chen in China, ध्यान जो हम इंडिया में करते हैं. Basically, the science is the same. Science is totally the same, but minor deviations. But वो कर क्या रहे हैं? They're basically doing these three things. One is to becoming conscious of the body and the mind. We bring all our attention to our body and to our mind. Observing the thoughts flowing in and out. किसी भी technique से, किसी भी modality से, what we are really doing is we're observing the thoughts which are flowing in and out. So initially, these two stages में ही थोड़ी problem आती है, and people give up within a few days because it is very difficult and scary to just be with yourself. हम अकेले रहने में डरते हैं, because that's why we want company of friends. We want to go party. We want to go wherever we are in a group, we are safe. The day you have to sit alone at home, हमें अंदर से घबराहट होती है, because we are scared of being with ourselves. Because our conscious mind is bubbling with 50 to 60,000 thoughts a day, which are maximum negative, and few of them are of the future. Very rarely we stay in the present moment and think and enjoy the now, here, right here, right now. उसका हमें टेंशन नहीं होती है. अभी भी we might be thinking, abhi breakfast mein kya karna hai, where we have to go today, or we are thinking, yesterday I had an argument with a colleague, or I scolded a child, or something like that. It's always going on in our head, worries about tomorrow and anger of the past. So I always say, past ko hame yaad bhi rakhna hai, so we have to remember it only to learn lessons from whatever has happened in our life, and be conscious that, we are not going to repeat this, because this is not a very nice thing to do. And future का भी जो worry है, उसको भी अगर हम छोड़ें, and if we try to stay in the present, this is what we do when we become conscious of our body and the mind. And then we see, बहुत easily हम फिर से distract होके, because we are conditioned like that to remain in the past or in the future. We keep going back. जैसे spring होता है ना, we bring our mind to the present moment, but within a second, you will see you'll be again thinking of something of the past. So, उसको हमने थोड़ा सा कंट्रोल करना है, एंड उसके लिए क्या करना पड़ता है, हमें अपने माइंड को डिस्ट्रैक्ट करने के लिए वी हैव टू गिव इट एन ऑब्जेक्ट टू ऑब्जर्व, सो दैट हम एक तरफ से अपना ध्यान कम करें. So in some modalities, they put a dot, in Brahma Kumaris, they say कि we have to concentrate here. Somewhere else, we concentrate on maybe a idol or something like that. But with our eyes open, we are again looking at the outside. We are not able to get connected to the source which is inside us. So when we close our thoughts, there is only one thing, because हम mind को silence करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. To silence the mind, we have to stop using it. So bhajan kirtan बहुत अच्छी बात है. That's a different modality in its own. But when we are, हम भजन बोलते हैं, हम सब, I have friends जो starting में बोलते हैं, oh, I'm very spiritual. मैं मंदिर जाती हूँ, मैं गुरुद्वारे जाती हूँ, मैं 1 घंटा भजन करती हूँ, मैं ये, I said, that's beautiful, that's very nice. But are you getting connected to yourself? Because अभी हम mind use कर रहे हैं, वो mind no mind में नहीं गया. So वहां तो mind use करना ही पड़ेगा, भजन याद करना है, हमें brain use करना है. So what is that one thing where we can reduce the usage of our mind? There is one thing which still happens in our body, जब हमारा mind नहीं भी चल रहा, हमारा brain नहीं भी चल रहा. जब हम सोते हैं उस टाइम पे हम बाहर का कुछ नहीं देख रहे होते. सो एक अनकॉन्शियस मेडिटेशन तब भी चल रही है. Okay, but we are unable to observe our mind because observe our thoughts because हमारा subconscious भी जब हम deep state में चले जाते हैं sleep में, that is also silence. But one activity which goes on still is breathing. We start breathing when we are born, and the last minute of our life, or last second of our life, we will be breathing. So breathing is one thing which will continue even if your brain is not functioning. Means people in the coma are breathing, but they are not using their brains, right? So I think breath is one object we can hook on to. We are hooking on to it so that वो हमारा ध्यान दूसरी चीजों में जाने से थोड़ा control करे. So that is the technique of meditation in all modalities. We observe the breath. We observe the breath. And then when we observe the breath, we go into the deeper stages of meditation. That comes naturally and organically. That is, when thoughts stop and the breath is not felt at all, this stage leads to self-realization. Who am I? You know, the great question जो हमारे वेदांता में आता है, that is, who am I? So, but एक मिनट और लेते हुए, I will just tell you the different stages in different modalities. जैसे अगर हम बुद्धा का पाथ बोले, he says that he has divided these stages into Kaya Upasana, that means the body, attention on the body. सबसे पहले हम करेंगे. Second stage में we are being aware about our feelings. Then Achita Upasana, that means our thoughts, our mind is going to our thoughts. And then slowly, Dhammopasana, these are the stages which Buddha gives, how we are going to silence our mind. And eventually we go into Vipassana, when our thoughts are silenced. And that is going to lead to Nirvana. Bliss के लिए हमें कुछ करना नहीं है. It is a state we reach after following these stages. ये organically you are going to reach the state of Nirvana and bliss. And once you have tasted the bliss, you are addicted to it. Nothing else is going to give you happiness, whether it is wealth, whether it is going somewhere, whether it is, nothing else is going to give you the bliss which you will get when you meet yourself, when you answer the question, who am I? Okay, so I go to the next slide. Just give me a sec, please. Okay. Okay, then this is our own Maharishi Patanjali's path. Everybody knows about these 8 stages. But when we are talking about meditation, I concentrate on the last 3 stages, that is Dharana, Dhyan, and Samadhi. Yama, Niyam, Asan, Pranayam, Pratyahar. Yama means all the external, he has given us some disciplines कि हमें सुबह जल्दी उठना है, ये disciplines, rules हैं, rules and regulations of yoga. I'm going a little fast because the topic today is not Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, it is basically meditation and the stages. Niyam, again, internal disciplines, हमें अपने अंदर क्या discipline कैसे रखना है. Asana, simple asanas, कौन से आसन्स ऐसे करने हैं जिसमें हम easily meditation में जा सके. Pranayam, how we, the simple pranayams. For example, Anulom Vilom will help us to clear our air passages. Pratyahar means discipline of our senses. And then Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi. Dharana, what is Dharana? किसी point के ऊपर focus करना, फिर हमें ध्यान करना है, हमें उस point के ऊपर ही contemplate करना है. And then Samadhi is a state you will reach. It is nothing which we have to do. So Brahmashiri Patriji was another very learned master of the New Age times. He has made it even more simpler for people who do not have the patience to read all the sutras of the Patanjali, or who do not have the, for example, I also had no knowledge about the Vedanta or the question, who am I? And, about the Brahman and all that. So for them, he's made it simpler. New Age master, he talks about what is meditation? Stay with your normal, natural, simple, easy, soft, tender, shallow, tranquil, peaceful flow of breath. What happens? हमारे crown chakra से, right from the top of our head, thoughts कम हो जाते, खाली हो जाते. So, science में क्या होता है? From where what is more to where what is less flow करता है. What flows into us? The cosmic energy from the universe. It flows into us, जिससे हम बने हैं. And that helps us to activate our third eye. Third eye को हम pineal gland भी कह सकते हैं, अगर हम spiritual language नहीं use करना चाहें तो. So when that third eye, the pineal gland, the master gland is activated, that is the master gland which is going to control all the other energy centers and all the other glands in our body. And that is how we reach the happiness and the bliss. Okay. So agar isko hum summarize kare, stages of meditation is to quiet the mind and the soul will speak. Your soul will speak when your external thoughts and your external talking will stop. Okay. And then we reach the stage of bliss, which is all that is. वेदांता हमें यही सिखाते हैं. वेदांता में अगर मैं थोड़ा सा इसको spiritual touch भी देना चाहूँ, we talk about the 3 or the 4 main stages in our spiritual growth or of our life. In fact, that is what the wakeful state, the sleeping state, the deep sleep state, and Turiya state. Now, here मुझे जो थोड़ी clarity आई, I want to share. Turiya state ko I always used to confuse that with the bliss or with the gamma brain waves. But what I understood when I studied deeper the Upanishads, the Mandukya Upanishads to be more clear, it says that Turiya is not a state apart. It is flowing through the initial stages. The initial stages जो हमारी हैं, wakeful state, तो ये नींद में भी यही 4 stages आती हैं. और in our life also we have wakeful. When we are talking to each other, we are in the wakeful state, right? When the beta brain waves are active, then we go into the dream state. The dreamer, है ना? जो dreamer है वो dream state में है. जब हमें dreams आती हैं, हमें visions आते हैं, एकदम आंख बंद करते तो हम सो नहीं जाते ना. So this is the alpha into the theta state, जहाँ पे हमारे ड्रीम्स आते हैं. अब मैं थोड़ा सा वेस्टर्न टर्मिनोलॉजी भी यूज कर रही हूँ, मैं वेदांता की टर्मिनोलॉजी भी यूज कर रही हूँ, और मैं नॉर्मल स्पीकिंग की टर्मिनोलॉजी यूज करके आई एम ट्राइंग टू कनेक्ट इट so that everybody understands what I'm talking about. So when we are in the dream state, in the vision state, we are again in the subconscious, but our subconscious is aware of what our thoughts are. तो जब हमें सपने आते हैं, we are dreaming. Life में भी हम काफी time dream state में ही रहते हैं. That's the dream state. Then we go into the sleeper state. That is the deep sleep state where our thoughts have reduced totally. When we are getting to the answers of who am I, we become conscious that we are connected with the higher superconscious. We are connected to the higher divine energy. We are connected to the Brahman. We are connected to the universe. So वो जो हम happiness, bliss ढूंढने के लिए मंदिर, गुरुद्वारा, masjid, we are going, the source is actually already deep inside us. This is when you come to know that you are the Turiya. You are the consciousness. You are the pure consciousness which is flowing through these stages. I hope ये bouncer नहीं चला गया हो, कुछ समझ में आया हो. We have very, very learned people here with us. Lekhraj sir is there, जिनसे मैं बहुत कुछ सुनती हूँ. I'm sure, sir, if you would like to add something to what I'm saying, if I'm कुछ जैसे जो जागृत state से हम स्वप्न state से हम सुषुप्ति state में चले जाते हैं, which is the deep state, sleep. And Turiya अलग से नहीं है. It is through and through going through these stages, जिस stage में हम already हैं. So अगर हम ये समझ लें and get more understanding on this, हमें ignorance ही हटानी है अपनी, right? कि ये snake है कि ये rope है. That ignorance will go when we are connected to our source. So are we ready, or anybody has anything to add? Now we can go into the practical, that is the meditation part. How we do that? I keep talking in any group wherever I join, I always say, हमारे अंदर बहुत dreams हैं, focus, goal, this, that. You know, हम procrastinate नहीं करेंगे, हम ये नहीं करेंगे, we are going to set goals. Beautiful. This is what we learn in all the management books, in all the, inspirational books, motivational books. We learn all that. But वो करना कैसे है? These are all the ingredients जो हमने इकट्ठे कर लिए हैं. We are going to set goals. We are not going to be lazy. We are going to rise early in the morning. We are going to do this. ये हमारे ingredients हैं. अब इसको हमने गैस पे चढ़ाना है और हमने हैप्पीनेस प्रोड्यूस करनी है, हमने थोड़ी सेटिस्फैक्शन प्रोड्यूस करनी है, सो गैस को तो चलाना पड़ेगा ना. टिल वी डोंट डू दैट, अभी वी डू नॉट हैव द पावर कि हमने सोचा और वो हो गया. सीक्रेट बुक बताती यही है, थिंक बिलीव एंड अचीव. थिंक, सोचा हमने, बिलीव कर रहे हैं, हम मैनिफेस्ट कर रहे हैं, बट व्हाट इज द सीक्रेट बिहाइंड द सीक्रेट? I want to catch on that. So the secret behind this secret is meditation. So unless you don't add this catalyst to all your goals and to all your dreams for a good health, for a lot of abundance in our life, for a lot of spiritual growth, for a lot of intellectual growth, good relationships, ये सब हम चाहते हैं, but till we don't add this last की कहते हैं ना catalyst, last का जो हम कोई रॉकेट लॉन्च करना चाहते हैं, नीचे से आग लगानी पड़ती है. सो दिस इज द फायर बिहाइंड एवरीथिंग वी वांट टू अचीव. डू यू एग्री विद मी? सो वी गो ऑन अ जर्नी. लेट्स एक्सपीरियंस इट प्रैक्टिकली. I also used to analyze a lot. I'm a big time critic and an analytic. You know, मेरे अंदर भरा हुआ है. जो रिबेल्स होते हैं वो पहले एनालाइज ही करते हैं कि दिस इज रॉन्ग, ये नहीं हो सकता, ये सब बकवास है, इससे कुछ नहीं होने वाला. But then what happens? Something comes into your life to tell you to take a turn. मेरी लाइफ में भी ऐसा कुछ हुआ था about 18 years back, जिसने मेरा सारा arrogance, मेरा सारा attitude, मेरा सारा what you say, the fire I was on myself, you know, the individuality, कि oh, I'm very superior to others, I have a very good schooling, I have very learned, वो सारा which dashed it down and brought my reality in front of me, that you are nothing. ये जो हम इंडिविजुअल में रहते हैं, that is the ignorance. वो इंडिविजुअल में क्यों रहते हैं हम? We are covered with anger, greed, pride, deceit, all this जो हम अरशद वर्गा कहते हैं, right? तो ये सब जो है हमें कवर करके रखते हैं, हमें दूर ले जाते हैं. These are our enemies, the demons inside us, जो हमें डुअलिटी में रखते हैं कि हम अलग हैं, आप अलग हैं, मैं जसबीर हूं, मैं बहुत लर्नड हूं, आपको तो कुछ नहीं आता, यू आर अभी बहुत इग्नोरेंट है. दिस कीप्स अस सेपरेटेड. बट द मिनट हम एक ओंकार में आते हैं, उस एक में आते हैं, उस वननेस में आते हैं, व्हेन आई सी यू इन मी एंड आई सी माई सेल्फ इन यू, आई गेट कनेक्टेड. So this is what the universe is teaching us, that we are not separate. हम unite, एक ही हैं, we are one. We are one even with the source. वो भी अलग नहीं है. जब हम भगवान को ऊपर रख देते हैं ना, the sky daddy, जिसको हम अपनी विश लिस्ट, अपनी शॉपिंग लिस्ट पकड़ा देते हैं कि मेरी लाइफ में ये ला दो, मेरी लाइफ में गुड हेल्थ दे दो, मेरी लाइफ में ये, और हम नीचे बैठ के भजन करते हैं. शॉपिंग लिस्ट हमने उनको दे दी, हमें लगता है हमारा काम हो गया. It's not like that. He is nowhere there up there. He's there inside you. He's put his speck inside you. And he's asking us, urging us to get connected to it. And the magic is yours. The minute we come to know we are not separate from the ocean. हम अपने आप को वेव समझते हैं. बाहर आए, वेव कैसे बाहर आती है? Arrogantly. इतनी हाई टाइड आती है. Oh, I am the wave. मैं सबसे ऊपर हूँ. But एक सेकंड के अंदर it goes back into the ocean. So that is the oneness we have to understand. And with that understanding, the secret behind the secret is to feel the oneness, to be in that feel that I'm not separate from the source. And ये सब जो demons हैं, ये हमें उससे दूर ले जा रहे हैं. हमें इससे ऊपर अपनी energies को ऊपर उठाना है, जैसे चक्रास ऊपर आते हैं, सर्वाइवल चक्रा से ऊपर, you know, from the root and the solar plexus and the मणिपुरा चक्रा से ऊपर आके हमें हार्ट चक्रा में बैठना है. From there, the rest of the journey is automatic, autopilot, because उसके बाद self-realization है, gaining knowledge है, becoming one with the universe है. So with that much, I stop giving my gyan here, because we'll get into the practical. Should we? Should we, or is there any sharing? Anybody wants to add something here? Because there are people here who know more than me. अगर किसी को कुछ भी ऐड करना है, you're most welcome. You can unmute yourself. and...
बस आपको ही सुनना है.
Yes, sir.
बस मैम प्रैक्टिकल स्टार्ट कर दो, क्योंकि फैमिली उठने वाली है. देन
okay, don't worry. उनको भी अगली बार साथ में बैठाना, because actually उठना तो अब है मैम.